Greetings, everyone. This is me, Zahra Bazak here. Um, okay, so I'm going to continue about Abraham. He says that the idols don't speak. And I said that even Allah doesn't speak, right? But we see in this ayah, there was a thing on my screen. I had to clear it. So Allah does not speak. But I found an ayat that Allah called out to Abraham. Allah does speak. Ayat number, it's Surah Safa, 37th chapter of the Quran, ayat number 104. We called to him, O Abraham. Here, Allah speaks. So let's see. You would say now that Allah speaks. Allah called out and stopped him, ransomed him with a grand sacrifice. The other ayat in this surah. So we're going to, where are we going to? Let me see, multilingual Quran on this to see the Shia side about this. Because Imam Ali said that Allah cannot speak. If he had this, he would be limited. There is no voice of Allah, right? So then we see now here how they explain this ayat, Surah Safa 37. And the ayat is 104, so I'm going to go there. Please bear with me. Thank you so much. 104. Sorry, I have to do this. There are some obstacles in my way. Sorry, I apologize beforehand for making any mistakes and not being able to explain properly. Right? Because I see some obstacles in my way. Feel like when I was doing some prayer, right now I found something else other than the Hiru and all mantras. There's this compulsion, this vibration inside, like I'm being some bad negative energy that wants me to do a sleep curse, and it's like messing with me, and I just want to curse and abuse and all this, right? And even about this in life, whatever I want to achieve for the good of humanity and myself and for others, there have been obstacles in the way very bad and made me feel like fall on my face, right? So please bear with me. I have to explain this because my performance may be low, and this is very crucial for human welfare. And another thing is that if you've come from Islam and religions, then you're looking outside at others, the messenger of God and all this. However, I was honored and lucky to come across, even though dying and all this, I had attacks, spiritual attacks on the psychic level. I came across Jiddu Krishnamurti, and there I found that you don't have to look at another that he's Al-Amin, like Prophet Muhammad is called or taken as Al-Amin. And I read Al-Kahfi about the religious scholars, so how to choose who is greater or who is the greatest, the best, meaning the best, not greatest, because Allah is the greatest. So, like that, who is more pious, more knowledgeable and all, there to have help about truth and about our cases, who can be a marja and what. It was very, how would I say, very, I didn't quite like it. It was very hard. And it is very hard, I realized, to find out who is the true marja, although with due respect to the marjas, the religious scholars. But you see, if you keep looking outside, then inside, I feel that something was missing in this religion. Anyways, reading my own Shia books, Al-Kafi especially. So when I came across Jiddu Krishnamurti, I realized that you can just leave the master aside one day, because he's pointing to what is inside of you, how you observe. It is your life. It is not the Buddha's life. It is not Jesus Christ's life. It's not Prophet Muhammad's life. So you don't have to read like I was. When I read Allama Majlisi also, I was like telling my aunt, so a little bit of introduction so you understand where I'm coming from and where you might be coming from as a Muslim and all that, right? So you see, Jiddu Krishnamurti solved the problem, all these problems we had about who to consult when there's a religious, when there's a problem in your life, a religious scholar, who to consult, what prayer, this, explaining cases, Sharia court or Shia court case, things like that, whether to follow His Highness Aga Khan. Why is His Highness Aga Khan, saying he's the true Imam and he's present, he's Hazir or Nazir, whereas the Shia 12ers say that our Imam is in occultation, the 12th Imam, the final uh, Imam of this, Akhri Imam, the last Imam. So, what is this going on? There's also a problem. How would I know? So, and without being rude or anything, so then thank God the internet came and I started to follow the Facebook uh, groups and pages of His Highness Aga Khan, because first and foremost you need to find out who is your true Imam. You need to go after that, him. So whether I'm not worthy of it, but please Imam, accept me. So I realized one of the articles and explanations online says that they were chosen, the Ismail, then he was the son of Imam Jafar Sadiq, the elder son or the eldest son, and all these problems. So I really became very more confused. And His Highness Aga Khan was not giving up. He kept saying he's the Imam, he's the sole interpreter, he's very brave, he's very comfortable in himself. I don't feel he was lying or anything. He's very dignified in the sense that he's friendly, he's a very nice person, very affectionate with his followers and all that. So I really wanted to become an Ismaili because my true Imam, I thought it was him, but then I couldn't. And so I felt Jiddu Krishnamurti, like first you look within you and you see, right, whether you can purify yourself so you can be thoroughly purified. With a thorough purification, Surah Azab verse 33. Why can't you be? Because I had, before that also, again, I had the problem of if only Ahlul Bayt are thoroughly purified, they will have problems because we are not thoroughly purified. Although in Surah Allah it says, those who purify their souls are the successful. So, but I was going round and round in circles, like how to purify my souls. Okay, like through the method you would say, follow zakah, prayer, namaz, tawheed, namaz, these pillars of Islam you should follow. But before even accepting these pillars of Islam and Islam, what is the criteria? How would I know the evidence of Prophet Muhammad being a true prophet and this Quran being true? There were some people saying that this Quran is from the Jews, Talmud, books like that, from Jewish books. So it wasn't working, sorry. So I'm here now. And I think this is, I definitely now know this is a false religion. I just have to show it to you and share as I go on. Every time I find some verse, and if I've made any mistakes or want to correct myself. So this is Surah, now I've reached here, Surah Safat, verse 104. And we called out to him saying, "O Abraham." Then the commentary here. An ordinary father would have rejoiced at his son escaping death, but Abraham stood disappointed, apprehending if his sacrifice had been rejected by Allah. A voice from above, "O Abraham, you have fulfilled the dream. Thus do we recompense those who do good." Now, sometimes angels in the, I think in Surah Allah, somewhere in the, sorry, I'm not going to say, shouldn't be saying it like this. I saw that sometimes the angels came down, called angel's voice, conveying to the prophets. And sometimes it just says like something like, it's exactly like this, that he was called out, or something, I mean here, like this, and we called out to him saying, so Allah called out to him, using the angel's voice or what? See, this is where we are not explained properly. So just excuse me for a moment. This is where we go wrong. We are not explained properly, and we have this problem here. So then, what to do, right? This. Think about it. Let it sink into you. And the last one of my live streams was Abraham. Allah does not speak, because he was taunting he was testing his own the idol worshippers. Um, that why do you not speak? So it's nice. Okay, it's good to go through the truth and say, make us realize that the idols cannot speak, and what that you have yourselves created these idols and made them gods. Where is the best creator? The creator has given you this material that you carve into gods, and you make them gods. Carve, God into form. Okay, it's good to ask such questions, but I still feel that Abraham lost even the sound mind. So we're going to discover it together. Let's see. I'm not prepared for this anyway, so to correct myself, that yes, here it says that God spoke to Abraham. God called out, in fact, to Abraham, but through a voice, right? It was a voice. And we called out to him saying, "O Abraham." One of 5 now. Ayat now, not the commentary. "You have indeed shown the truth of the vision. Surely thus do we reward the doers of good." This was a manifest trial to prove, and we ransom him with the feet sacrifice. Allah is about who had appointed. Therefore, is there anything here that says that the voice of Allah came out? Nothing. Zibayatine refers to the sacrifice of Imam Hussein. Aka Mehdipuya says this. So we ransomed you with the sacrifice for the future. You see? The Shias will say that it was prophesied in the Quran, Imam Hussein's sacrifice in Karbala. So it's been a great like a real challenge, great challenge. Now I have to go against this and tell the Shias that although this sacrifice of Imam Hussein, what you say, how you interpret this, and we ransomed him with the feet sacrifice, with the grand sacrifice, is wrong. To prove this also, so I can't directly prove it, but you see, that's why I have to go through the other way. to show you some Quran ayats which are contradictory, like that I have to go through. So let me, with the way I've chosen to go through. Now we find out that Allah did call out to Abraham here. And you can see that Allah says that there's another Quran ayat which says that Allah communes, Allah through, can't find that word right now. I'm kind of in a, Allah through the veil or dream communicates. Let's see what the word is, Quran ayat. If we can get the Quran ayat quickly, let's see if Google search. It is not possible for any human that Allah should speak to him. Speak to him. See? So this is why I have to take this, if the Shias can, but who to trust? Because I can't even trust Imam Ali. Imam Ali on Najul Balagha, the Imams on the commentaries of the Quran ayat. I have to go to Surah 42 verse. So I embarked upon my own thingy, research here. Bear with me, please. Wait, what is it now? I keep forgetting. Oh no. Sorry, this is a Surah 47. Which ayat was it? Oh God. This is see, that's why I have to say that my performance, although it's not good, but I have to struggle and do my best. Allah does not speak. See, when I said Allah does not speak, Abraham, even your Allah, one God, does not speak. Allah, sorry, excuse me. Allah does not speak except behind a veil or by sending a messenger, the curtain. So Muslims are going to say, oh, she says, of course, Allah does not speak anyways, right? We were told this. The Shia, through the Shia side, let me say it properly. It's 42 ayat 51. So I'm going to leave this here, Surah 42, since I'm very forgetful. I'm trying to do some prayers on myself to help myself. It is not possible, so please bear with me as there are vibrations and things going on still. And it is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him except by revelation or from behind a partition, or that he sends a messenger, i.e. angel, to reveal. So there they would say, oh, an angel called out to him. But it doesn't say. I mean, when they interpret maybe the ayat, they might say. However, the Shias have missed, the commentary is missing this explanation. If you can see in multilingual Quran, or we go to some other Shia site, like I showed you earlier here, in multilingual Quran, oh Abraham, you have fulfilled, a voice from above said. See? Now whose voice was it? So Shias leave out whose voice was it. Whether Allah used an angel or another messenger like Gabriel, Jibrail. You see, this is not explained properly here. And I need a thorough, because why do I need a proper, clear, detailed explanation? Because I want to know, it's against the polytheists. Because I'm after the truth, right? any reasonable person would want to know, instead of just haphazardly believing in this, taking it without going to the root of the problem or thing that is given here in the ayats. Or what's the other thing is that having a clear explanation, because see, there are contradictions. Now, when I was doing Hazrat Musa, Allah called out to Musa, what was the thing I found about Imam Ali saying? You see? So this also, so please look at this. Contradictions are here. My mind cannot accept contradictions. You see, if you have contradictions, not like the one with Hazrat Musa and Ilme Laduni person who came, though. The one who had Ilme Laduni in Surah Kaf, we are told in the ayats. Not that kind of contradiction. But even there, Musa wanted to go with this man who was given more knowledge than Musa as a prophet. Hazrat Musa, he wanted to still continue, and the Khidr, let's call him Khidr, the green man, said to him, the man with Ilm Laduni, that you will not be able to have patience with me. Okay? So that's there too. But since some ayats we need to why do we need to understand? As you see, I'm not talking about God's paradox. Like there are some paradoxes in life which may seemingly look contradictory, like when let's say when a guru starts to play pranks on you, do something, starts to get angry at you. Maybe even a saint may, or a saint may start to abuse you. So behind that is some ilmi laduni, some good for you, some benefit for you. Maybe he'll curse you. So behind that curse, like where you read in Hindus, gods were cursing each other, there's always a good reason behind that. God has a reason behind that, good reason. And so some people would want to know that, but for now, we only need to see that God has a good reason behind it, all that. Like we used to say behind, I would just leave that God has a good reason. That's why the shaitan that did not obey the command of Allah, and then in the garden and all that story where Adam had to have the fruit and fall from heaven, come down. Because khilafa, right? And it's Surah Azab verse, like you would say. You would not go step by step. You would say God has a good reason for all this. Zainab and Josh and Zed's wedding thing, a divorce and all this. So in the end, it comes out to be good. Although there are paradoxes. But how do you distinguish between that Allah ki maslahat with such paradoxes and a true contradiction in the Quran, unexplained, right? We have to distinguish between the two. Also that. So that's why, for example, here, there's a clear contradiction between ayat 104 of Surah Safat and ayat 42. Oh, sorry, Surah 42, ayat 51. And it is not for any human being. Now, would you not want to know how this call came to Abraham? Since this in Shu'ara, I think it's Shu'ara, Surah Shu'ara, but let's just say Surah 42 of and ayat 51. It is not for any human being that Allah should speak to him except by revelation. or from behind a partition. Maybe this also I need to, thank God, I just remembered that I need to go to multilingual Quran on this to see what the Shia site says. So we'll go to Surah 52. No, Surah 42, sorry. Surah 42. Sorry about this, I keep making mistakes like this. It shouldn't be. But like I said, I'm not well. Yeah, Shura. Sorry, it's consultation. And ayat 52. 51 or 52. Let's see. So you see here I'm making mistakes, and you would be, you would not like this if you are perfect. If you want perfection and you believe that this is the true word of God, you would leave. That's okay. 51. It is not fitting for a man that Allah should speak to him except by inspiration, right? So 51. Let's see the commentary. Aka Medibuya says the verse explains verse 164 of Nisa. The discourse with Musa was through a medium, not in person. Okay, now we have to go to Surah Nisa verse 164 comment discourse. Okay, so we have to go to Surah Nisa in multilingual Quran. So thank you for bearing with me again and again. Um, Surah Nisa 164 commentary. See commentary for verse 162. Okay. 162. Just about the one that Allah, the Holy Prophet, Imams, but historically had never taught and tutored by any individual. Okay. Quran states, you can read all this, okay? I have to skip all this. I'm not trying to deceive you or anything, but you know what we are on right now. How can Allah speak? Call out to Abraham and how he called out to Musa. That we need to know. So here is given the explanation. Grammatically, a certain possessive. The word comma implies that in essence revelation revealed. Sorry, I'm missing the thing about Allah. Several of the prophets are mentioned by name. Maybe we have to go to Surah Ayat. Please refer to Surah Al-Baqarah 136, 177 and 285, Ali Imran 84, Nisa 136 and 152 for belief in all the messengers and books given to them. Now, any for Rasikhun fil ilm refer. And those among men who are well grounded in knowledge, and the believers believe in that which has been revealed to thee. What about the speaking part? No, it's missing here, right? That, what is this? Surah Nisa. Sorry, just let me see. Surah 164. This verse explains verse 164 of Nisa. The discourse with Musa was through a medium, not in person. Huh? I'm sure I'm on one Surah Nisa at once. Oh, 164. Yeah, 164. 164. See commentary of verse 162. So this is, sorry about this. Ascribe, no. I can't see it, sorry. I can't see any explanation. Sorry if I missed it. Oh, Al-Ankabut says that the Quran, heaven, Quran is in the hearts or chest of those who have been endowed with divine knowledge. It is a gift of Allah. No mortal had taught or tutored such men described as Rasikhuna fil ilm in this verse. The Holy Prophet Ali, Fatima and the Imams tutored. They are the fountainhead of wisdom, an indisputable authority on any branch of knowledge, physical as well as spiritual. Okay, it's taking time now. Sorry. Let's go to What is this? Allah does not speak. Allah does not speak. So since it will take time like this, let me, the way I'm doing it, going to multilingual Quran. Allah does not speak. Quran ayat, Shia Islam. Let's see if I can find something like this. No, can't. Sorry, I'll have to search. So now let's cut this short. I'll have to search all of Musa where Allah has spoken, called out to Musa. We called out to Musa. Then go ahead. Can't find it like this. Sorry. So, okay, I found this verse that Allah called out to Ibrahim, right? And you can see that hardly anyone can explain this properly, but Allah called out. Surah Safat ayat. We called to him, O Abraham, you have fulfilled the vision. We called out to him. So Abraham says that the gods don't speak, and I've done a live stream on that. Gods don't speak. Surah Anbiya. I swear by Allah, I will surely plan against your idols after you have turned and gone away. So he made them into fragments, except a large one among them, that they might return to it. They said, who has done this to our gods? Indeed, he is of the wrongdoers. They said, we heard a young man mention them, who is called Abraham. So they said, then bring him before the eyes of the people that they may testify. They said, have you done this to our gods, O Abraham? Wait a minute. They said, then bring him before the eyes of the people that they may bear witness. Eyes of the people. They said, have you done this to our gods, Abraham? He said, rather this, the largest of them did it. Here he lies. So ask them if they should be able to speak. Now even one God, we are told, does not speak. So they returned to blaming themselves, said to each other, indeed you are the wrongdoers. But then they realized, then they reversed themselves, saying, you have already known that these do not speak. Neither does your Allah speak, we were told, as Shias. He said, then do you worship instead of Allah that which does not benefit you at all or harm you? Then why was the Qibla changed to the house of Abraham or the house of Allah? Oof, to you and to what you worship instead of Allah, then will you not use reason? So you see, now I had to use my reason. And as I used reason, I saw no wrong in worshipping idols. They said, burn him and support your gods if you are to act. Allah said, O fire, be coolness and safety upon Abraham. Here, he's not being, Allah may have just spoken like be and it is. But a communion with Abraham, calling out to Abraham, no. Here it's different. So Allah said, it's like no calling out. So here Allah may have just used words of fire, be coolness and safety upon Abraham. Like he sent his words down here. And they intended for him a plan, but we made them the greatest losers. And we delivered him and Lot, and gave Isaac. So this. So, would you, there's another ayat I can't find. This was done by the biggest. Let's see if going up to check. They said, have you brought us the truth, or are you of those who jest? Indeed. I'm not reading out the ayat number, sorry. They said, we found our fathers worshipping them. Behold, he said to his father and his people, what are these images that which you are so assiduously devoted? What is the house of Kaaba that your Qibla was turned towards, changed? We bestowed aforetime on Abraham his rectitude of conduct, and well were we acquainted with him. Because it says here, like the question, it's in a question form. So are you now denying it? And this is a blessed remembrance that we have sent down. So are you now denying it? Those who fear the Lord in the most secret thoughts and who hold the hour of judgment in awe. So why are you denying this? There's no threat given here, but the threats are given in other ayats. Anyhow, so we can look at this ayat without the threat one and say, okay, why are we denying this? Without having any fear. This blessed message. Why am I denying it, right? So like that we will continue. Later I will take a break. Why am I denying this? So I've given reasons, proof from the Quran ayats, contradictions, unexplained ayats, parts of the ayats, not explained by the Shias properly. How could Allah call out to Abraham? That's another thing also to see that. And then Allah saying, "O fire, be cool for Abraham." Like the verse I showed you, it's different. So the Shias need to explain how God called out to Abraham here also, not only in Hazrat Musa's ayats, where God called out to Musa from the fire, Nar, and that also I had a contention with. Why is it Nar? Why is it not Nur? Because Allah is the light of the worlds in the heavens. Surah Nur ayat. We are told in Surah Nur in the ayat. Okay, so I will continue later. I need to take a break now and again. Sorry about this. Hope you leave Islam and see that it is such a deception. Thank you. Thank you for the like, whoever liked this.